Good morning, Hillman Cancer Center. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. I'm Danielle Petrina, the project manager, and this is Angela Zaccanini, our registered dietitian who focuses on lifestyle nutrition. So welcome to our teaching kitchen. So today we are bringing you eggplant pizza. I'm not a fan, but I'm always open to suggestion. I like my eggplant like so crispy. Like I don't like when it's like
mush.
Yeah.
Which can easily be done with eggplant.
So, Ange, kick us off.
Okay, so this recipe is from a blog, a dietitian's blog, actually. It's called Eat Good for Life. If you're a part of our email distribution list, then you have received this in your email yesterday. Super simple recipe. You're going to use eggplant, a jar of tomato sauce, or your homemade sauce if you have some in the freezer or, you know, ready to go for another recipe. You can either use provolone cheese or mozzarella cheese, some cherry tomatoes or whatever tomatoes you have on hand, some fresh spinach, salt and pepper flakes, which yes, those have to be.
Hot pepper flakes.
Yes. As I was looking at this recipe, I'm like, you can definitely alter this. I was thinking like I would need to have basil and balsamic drizzle on it.
Yeah. Ooh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So the spinach, whenever you add the spinach to the eggplant, it almost looks like basil.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at the recipe, I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Basil.
And then it was spinach. So we're going to do similar to what the recipe calls for, but we'll throw in some other things. So eggplant, you're either a fan or you're not, I feel like.
Yeah.
However, I'm kind of indifferent with it. I would eat it. It depends on the recipe, but there's so many benefits to eggplant. This purple color that you get from the eggplant is from the phytochemical or phytonutrient called anthocyanin or anthocyanin. I don't know how you pronounce it.
You're the expert.
But it gives it this purple color, and this is why dietitians will tell you to eat the rainbow, because all different colors of fruits and vegetables contain different phytochemicals and phytonutrients that do different things. So like to promote good cell health and prevent cell damage and just help with inflammation overall. So eggplant, like Danielle mentioned, it can be a little mushy.
Yeah.
And soft, and I completely understand that texture is an issue. However, if you're having some trouble chewing, swallowing, like this is nice and soft, and you really don't have to do much chewing. So this could be a good option for you if you're looking for more plant-based options or incorporating some of these good vegetables into your diet. This is a great recipe to choose from. So let's get started. You see here that there is they're almost an inch thick eggplant slices. And what I did was added a little bit of salt and then threw it in the oven at 425 for about 10 minutes. The recipe calls for 15 to 20 minutes. And what that does is kind of dehydrates the eggplant. So it's going to take out that moisture and give you a little bit of a crispier consistency.
Okay.
Which you can look here, it's still soft.
And can you switch your plates? I just kind of want to show our audience what that looks like before we put anything else on it. So you can see it's browned. It's not there. I don't think there's a lot of moisture to it, to be honest.
No, but it is still rather soft.
Okay.
I feel like you could leave it in there for a little bit longer, but you don't want it to burn either.
Right.
So you got to be very careful with that. So I'm going to show you just what we did for that. So I'm going to slice up. Get this stuff out of the way.
That's right.
Just like inch slices of this eggplant. Now the eggplants we got were kind of small, so just going to show you kind of the width of those, because you want it to be thick enough that you can kind of eat this with a fork and a knife, just for something a little bit different. So going to add that salt on top. And that's going to help with the dehydration process or just getting out that extra moisture. Okay, then you're just going to throw that in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so since we already did this, do you want to add like a spoonful of tomato sauce to each of our eggplant? So this is just pizza sauce from Giant Eagle?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is good. I mean, actually, and I don't know if I'm right on this, Ange, but I feel like somebody told me that you try to keep marinara sauce, like the sugar under 5.
Yes.
And this is actually a total is 3.
Okay.
For a 1/4 of cup, and there's no added sugar, which is great.
Yep.
One thing I was thinking of, like, I know everybody's like super into air fryers, and I just wonder if you air fry this a little bit, because like the only way I'm eating eggplant is if it's deep fried, because it gives you that crisp. But it could be something interesting just to try, and a healthier option to do that, since like everybody and their mother has a deep
That's a good
fryer.
idea. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't mess with
those
eggplant.
of you who have an air fryer, I wonder if you can kind of comment on that. But the what I was thinking is using breadcrumbs.
Oh yeah.
And actually breading either one side of this or both sides, almost like a crust to a pizza. And, you know, just dipping this in egg, adding the breadcrumbs, and baking it the same way that you would, just to get that crunch.
It's a great alternative. Yeah. And it's so easy. The recipe is a really nice, easy recipe. I know, I just like said the same thing twice.
I know. And I, when we were reading the recipe, it said that the girl who made this recipe, that dietitian that I mentioned, she said that she put the eggplant in between 2 whole grain crusty bread.
Okay.
So to make it like an eggplant sandwich.
Cool. You know what's interesting though, like when I've had eggplant like on like a Mediterranean Greek wrap, like that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I don't know. So it could just be, it's a really cool alternative for sure. I mean, you always, like I tell my almost 4-year-old, you got to try it.
Right.
And
absolutely.
then you can say no.
Okay.
So you need some tomatoes?
Yep. So I added the mozzarella slices on top. We're going to add just a few tomatoes. And then we're going to top it with the spinach. And of course you can add,
look at that.
I feel like, you know what we should do?
What?
Is add some, I don't know if we have it, Italian seasoning.
Oh, I feel like we do.
Do we?
Herbs.
Here.
Italian seasoning.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Italian seasoning is just like a blend of dried rosemary, basil, parsley, thyme, and just gives it a good flavor on top, and makes it similar taste to pizza.
Smells good.
Okay. And you know we'll add those crushed
red peppers.
peppers
all over it.
I really wish that was basil.
I'm sorry.
Don't you? Well, you don't care.
I mean,
she's like, don't give me that eggplant.
Well, wait, let me switch over. Can we show our audience real quick what this looks like? And
you want me to move it over?
Yeah, I just don't remember which camera I put this on. Sorry. Yeah, put it on the 6, Ange, if you don't mind.
Oh, the 6?
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, so you guys can see they're really pretty.
They are
pretty.
Scoot
it forward a little bit, Ange. They're really pretty. I also feel like this is a cool appetizer to serve,
I was
too.
just going to say, that would be great.
Like, I don't know, anytime you have just multicolor of something, I feel like it always looks more appetizing, but that looks pretty cool. So, all right. So then we're going to throw those in the oven.
So the recipe actually says to add this to the broiler for 2 to 3 minutes.
That's
to get that real crusty, like crispy, and the cheese will melt real nice.
Do we have a broiler?
I think this is just
like everything.
Yeah.
We're just happy it turned on and didn't like shut off today. So
it's funny because speaking of appetizers, I've been on Pinterest a lot lately, and I found this recipe. It was this toasted like bread with it was brie cheese, prosciutto, and then honey drizzled on top.
Oh, so easy.
I know, but it's like salty, sweet, and then it has that brie, like, you know,
creaminess to it.
Yeah.
And what kind of bread was it on?
It was like those little toast.
Like those crostinis.
Well, actually, you could use French bread. Slice it and bake it for a little bit, and then I think that would sit well for an appetizer. And now we're getting into the holiday season, so I'm like thinking of all these cute little things that can sit well but also taste good. And I work with that caterer in the South Hills. Andrea Stein, shout out.
She's wonderful.
She is great. But she makes these appetizers with those little phyllo cups.
Okay.
And then she puts brie cheese in them. and a little bit of fig sauce. And
Money.
simple, but so cute, and they sit well.
Right. I think that's the problem with appetizers. Like, so many don't sit well.
Right, exactly.
And they're kind of just like, they get, watery or just like, ugh.
I know. And we worked a party this past weekend, and somebody made an appetizer too, and it was like, it was a cucumber with creamy feta and Kalamata olives on top.
Oh, did it sit well or no?
It did not sit well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like the water from the cucumber would make that
creaminess
yeah,
of
it just
the
made
feta.
it
like people would grab it and it was like getting on their fingers.
Yeah.
And like that's what you don't want out of an appetizer.
Yeah.
But it was tasty.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
yeah, I don't know what you would put, like, you almost like, not that a carrot would be good, but you need something like hearty like that.
Right.
Where it doesn't get so watery. Because then the creamy feta just gets water.
Even more water. And it was like kind of leaking everywhere. And it
I love appetizers.
Yeah. I know. Like, I think just appetizers in themselves is like more than enough. I'm like, just give me all the appetizers, everything you can think of.
Agree.
So let's talk a little bit more about this recipe and the nutrient content. So unfortunately, the nutrient content was not on this recipe, but I'm going to assume it's pretty low calorie.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, eggplant is so low in calories. It is low in sodium.
Right.
It's high in fiber.
Yep.
Tons of vitamin A, C, B vitamins. I mean, it's packed with nutrients. And then the mozzarella gives you a little fat, a little bit of protein. But again, this is very low in protein.
Yep.
It's very low in calories. It's very low in pretty much everything.
Okay.
So that's why I think adding it to the bread or, throwing it on top of a bed of pasta would make it a little bit heartier. Or like you said, this could be an appetizer.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
They're so cute. I mean, I'm going to taste it. Yep. Because maybe I'll have a change of heart on this whole thing. But that would be, because it is like, and it's so easy, It
is easy. Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, what do you think?
A little more?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take these out and just show you. You could probably keep these in there for another 3 to 5 minutes, I would say. The other ones we cooked were just a little bit more browned. Do you need me to move it?
Nope. I'm going to come to you.
Perfect.
Hold on. All right, here we go. There we go. Yeah, so you can see that.
So
I think I would have cooked them longer.
I definitely think they could go in there for another 5 minutes or so. I just want to see what the bottom looks like. So that's what the bottom looks like.
I mean, they're crispier looking on the bottom.
Yeah, a little bit more brown.
Smoke.
I know.
Like, woo.
And the storing of this, I do not think these would store well.
No.
I think these would have to be eaten right away.
Yes.
Because again, that mushiness, the water content.
Yep.
It's
I mean, I think they could sit out at a party for probably like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But like,
I wouldn't refrigerate them and then warm them. Like, I don't think it's going to do well.
It's not that much prep work, though.
That's true.
I mean, you're literally slicing up an eggplant and throwing it in the oven.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I think these are good.
Okay.
I liked how she did provolone cheese and used bigger eggplants, so these were a lot bigger. You know what I mean? So these the eggplant slices were a lot wider. So the provolone cheese sit on there really nice.
Yeah, they do. Here, I'm gonna before we.
Let me get another.
I know. I don't think we have another thing, Ange. Oh, you're doing it over there. Okay.
Tell me where. Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm going to you. All right. You can see. I mean, these are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, mozzarella cheese and tomatoes. I mean, how could you ever go wrong?
And you know what? Let's add a little bit of.
You would still put balsamic even though there's a marinara underneath of that, or would you get rid of the marinara?
No, I would do it on top, balsamic right on top.
She bouge.
There's some Parm cheese. Let's put some red pepper flakes. Mmm.
Yes, all over that.
I don't know. I think because I'm Italian, this is just very appealing to me.
I agree. That's why I'm like, I got to give this a try, Ange. All right, so I'm going to give you a fork and a knife.
Oh, look at you, double straining it.
I know, right? Look at us. We're so bouge. I always forget about that feature that we can do both.
That's cool. I like it.
There you go.
All right.
So you want to dig into the same one?
Yes, sure.
For anybody else who's...
So, okay. I think it's a nice consistency. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get, here, I don't want that big of a piece. I'm going to get the tomato, some spinach. I'm throwing it over here. Oh, I know. You don't want to like throw it in your mouth and it's like super hot. You'll like look like that person. Okay.
They can't wait 2 seconds to eat.
Yeah. It's good.
I like it.
Sorry, I took a big piece, I think. Woo!
I really like it.
I think it's good.
To me, it gives you all of the taste of pizza.
There's like a ton of flavor in that. It's not mushy, but it's not hard.
Right.
But, I mean, for our audience in particular, if we're having any sort of mouth sores, this would be great, I think, to chew on, you know? Not mouth sores, but difficulty with swallowing.
Chewing, all of that stuff.
Mouth sores you probably want to stay away from with the hot pepper flakes, but
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay.
Let us know. If you try this, keep me posted.
Yeah, for sure. Ange, tell us, well, first of all, we always suggest a reminder. I'm going to throw up Ange's email address. Yep. Ange sends a weekly email, just what we're cooking that week, along with our link to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our survey. Yeah. It's important. We love to hear from you and things that you want to know more about. So please fill that out. Ange's email address is at the bottom. It's long and Italian, but we still love her. And next week we're making peanut butter smoothies.
Oh yeah, another smoothie recipe. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, join us for that. It sounds like it's basic, but not. So, but simple, but not basic.
Yeah, and now that I know how to use the Vitamix.
Because we're pros one time, a year later. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great start to your day and have a great weekend. Take care.